other sports. Let me check something out here. Let me configure this widget real quick. Where's my video ID? I need to find my video ID real quick. Give me 1 second. Gotta go to my channel. I need my ID. How y'all doing out there? What's going on with y'all right now? Let me go here. Just bear with me. I'm just setting it up. Here we go. Go here to my live. Yeah, there we go. Let's click on that. Let's see what we got. All right, there we go. I think this is my ID right here. I think I got it. Let me go back right here. Put this in there. Let's do connect. All right, we connected. I guess these are the colors we want, right? Or do I want to change this to white? Gray. Oh no. Oh, that's a weird color, huh? I guess we can just leave it black, huh? I got all kind of colors there. They all look weird. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it black. Black or white. So yeah, all right, let me drag this over a little bit. I don't want it too much in my way. Matter of fact, let me do this. Let me lay this out, change that just a little bit different real quick. Uncheck that. There we go. Drag that up a little bit. Drag this down. See what kind of messages I get from y'all. Listen, so, what did y'all think? What did y'all think of, first of all, about the Errol Spence, Sean Porter fight? Let me take that off. Alright, there we go. Mr. Dan Freeman. And not to mention Sean Porter fighting style is like Tasmanian Devil or Madonna. Alright, hold on, let me change this a little bit so I can see a little bit better. Change my chat. I gotta change that from a 14. We gotta take that up so I can see it better. There we go. Let me drag that over a little bit more. There we go. That's a little bit better. Yeah, so Mr. Dan Freeman, and not to mention Sean Porter fighting style is like Tasmanian Devil or Madonna. Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Dan. Listen, so I mean, Sean was throwing like the up jab. He was throwing angles. I mean, this was completely, different what we used to. Because if you're thinking about it, I mean, we're used to, to Sean Porter, swinging all kind of plays, like just wild all over the place. But he was actually in control and actually, he was putting hands on Errol Spence. Good Flow says good fight. Errol body punches were brutal. All right, Good Flow. Now I got to ask you this, man. I've had a lot of people, and even Kenny Porter's dad talked about, Errol Spence talked about. Errol Spence was saying so much about how Sean is a dirty fighter. He fights dirty, but everybody was calling Errol Spence a dirty fighter. They're like, man, he hit him with like 8 low blows. And about a good 4 of them were like real serious low blows. Mr. Dan Freeman, I was disappointed in Errol Spence's performance. He barely got through the fight. Well, Dan, I don't know if you saw the reports afterwards. You know, they did the post-fight press conference, and they were talking about how were they saying it? They were talking about how Errol was saying he had basically he blew up in between fights. He got up like over 25 plus pounds, probably close to 30. So think about it. So if he got down to 147, and let's just say on the high end he blew up 30 pounds, he got up to 177. So basically, and I tell people all the time, instead of having a training camp, what you find yourself doing, you have a weight loss camp. Man, I'm talking. I don't even have the mic over here next to me. My bad, yo. There we go. I was probably sounding far away. I didn't have the mic next to me. Let me put my phone on silent. Hopefully you can hear me a little bit louder now. Let me see. What did Dan say? Sean's shorts were too high, which made the punches look low. No, they weren't too Dan. So your shorts come up to where your waist protector's at. I mean, his waist protector is just right at his belly button line, where it needs to be. So, not really. I just think. Now listen. Now I'm gonna say this. I don't think Errol Spence was purposely or intently trying to hit him with low blows, but you know he was swinging, trying to hit the body, and just some of them straight low. Go Flo. Yeah, you couldn't see Porter's navel. Well, you're not. You know, you're not supposed to. It's supposed to. Listen, you got at least 6 inches, right? A lot of that 6 inches. If you take 6 inches off where that cup is, right, and down below, if your navel is like right here or right in the middle or right here, you don't want to go anything, you know, really below your navel. Imagine you getting hit maybe about 3 inches below your navel. Now it's not close to your testicles and all that, but just imagine getting hit there, which is called below the belt. That's why it's called a belt line. And you gotta remember, this is not like a regular belt like you wear with your jeans and all that. Like there's like at least a good 6 inches that's supposed to cover, if not at your navel, a little bit, you know, lower. But I mean, listen, if anything was wrong with his belt being too high, I mean the judge would have said something. But shockingly, man, I was shocked that people. I've talked to like 3 or 4 people that actually had this fight a draw. I'm like, a draw? I'm like, man, I had it 7 rounds to 5 for Errol Spence, which normally would have been a 115, 113. But because of the knockdown in the 11th round, I had it 115, 112. But training camp at this stage in their career is just to get rust off, not really to learn new things. So the weight issue is an excuse. Well, okay, how can I say this, Dan? I'm not saying that Errol Spence used as an excuse, but when you have weight training camps instead of weight loss camps, your slickness, your skills, your sharpness, all that stuff kind of goes out the window, and you don't look as good down the stretch as you normally would. Now, I believe if Sean would have committed a lot more to the body shot, Errol would have been in a little bit more trouble in the later rounds. Now, I'm going to be honest with you about this, Dan. For Errol Spence to be a world champion and to be at that level in career, he should know better than to blow up in between fights like that. So, you know, I'm wondering, were you taking Sean Porter lightly? Did you feel like, hey, you know, this is going to be a quick, easy win? Did you really believe the hype that you were going to knock him out, so you didn't even take training camp serious? Listen. Maybe he might have got the knockout if he wasn't weight drained. If he wasn't, you know, blowing up between fights and stuff like that. man, you should have way more followers than you do. You always unbiased and you speak from an Xboxer point of view. Yeah, I try to be. Um, yeah, I try to be unbiased the best I can. Like I know boxers, man. Like personally know them, and I'm gonna be honest. There's times I interview. Oh, and just so y'all know, now that I have this studio set up and have my own office space, every Saturday or Sunday, or at least every other Saturday or Sunday, I'm gonna have a different boxer here. This coming Sunday, I'm looking to have Saturday or Sunday. I'm looking to have Miguel Flores here, the one that's going to be fighting Leo Santa Cruz. So I'm hoping he swings by the studio this weekend. So definitely on weekends, I want it where I'm gonna have different boxers, trainers, promoters come through here. Definitely, if y'all have questions and stuff like that, I want y'all to shoot me emails and stuff like that. Um, Man, Dan, what was the point I was about to get at, Dan? There's a point I was going at with this. Oh, so when it comes to fighters, right? Like, do you know how many times, man, like I just want to hang out with some of the fighters, like, man, let's grab a bite to eat. Hey, let's go bowling, do this and that. Because I actually, like, some of these guys, I, like, know them. And I try not to do that because I don't want to be biased when it comes time that there's a fight because some guys, they don't know how to take it. And what happens is if you become too buddy friends with these guys, if they go against somebody that you feel that they're not going to win, how can you really express yourself and be like, man, you're my boy and all that, but I don't think you're going to win that. Egos get involved, feelings get involved, and they just feel, man, we hung out, we went bowling. Hey, we hung out, we did this. How you gonna sit there and say, you don't think I'm gonna win this fight? So it's a catch-22 sword, man. You can't really win, man. You want to get close to these boxers, but you got to just keep it professional, man. And it's just the way it is. I don't know why people even bring the camera to Adrian Broner. He's irrelevant. Yeah, man. Adrian Broner, man. He did that to himself, man. And I think Adrian Broner has a lot of potential as a fighter. And how do I want to put it about Adrian Broner since you brought him up? Number one, I got inside scoop that somebody told me that Adrian Broner suffers from shin splints. And Adrian Broner doesn't really like to run at all. Like when the camera's on, he might do some running with the cameras on, but as far as running, Sadie has problem with shin splints a lot. Um, Number two, Adrian Broner has some talent, man, but when you cry wolf for so long and you keep telling people that you're gonna beat people up over and over, and you keep losing, man, it gets to the point that people don't, they just don't want to believe you no more. And it's sad, man, because I think Adrian Broner has talent. Um, Honestly, I don't know what happened to Adrian Broner, man. At 135, I mean, he was almost unstoppable. Let me see. You said AB was overrated from the start, and Madonna exposed him, and he never recovered. He would never beat an A-class fighter. Um, I don't think he'll be the A-class fighter at 147. 140, it's hard. But, if he's disciplined right, has a nutritionist and eat right, hey, there's a possibility. Let me hit this real quick. There's a possibility he can make some more moves at 140. But it's got to be against the right people. You know what I mean? Hey, there's a possibility. All right, there we go. Let me go here. My man, 78 Sports. Where you been at, Sean? Salute. Man, first of all, man, thanks for hitting me up with the donation button, man. I appreciate that. go here. 78 Sports, man. You are not the only one that has asked me where I've been at. Y'all want to know where I've been at, man? So, for the last 2 years, everybody's been asking, man, where you been at? How come you haven't been going to the fights? Why haven't you been covering the fights? What's been going on with you? 78 Sports, kids. So my oldest daughter, which is in high school, not only did she play high school basketball, but she was also playing AAU basketball. For those of you out there who don't know, AAU is a league was, it's half of the year, most of the year that you're playing AAU, where you're traveling all around the cities and surrounding cities playing, the best of the best. And it was just taking a lot of time. Almost every other weekend, she was having tournaments all day Saturday, all day Sunday, training twice a week. And until recently, she gets to like 11th, 12th grade, and then she just don't want to play basketball no more. But my youngest one, Dominique, she plays basketball, and she's been playing AAU for the last year or so. So right now, there's a 4-month break right now in basketball. So I was like, man, I've got to take this time to really get back on the ball, because I just have way too many people wanting to know, where have I been at? What happened? What's going on? So that's where I've been, man. I never lost my love for boxing, man, but man, I didn't realize how much time my kids were taking away from me, from them playing sports themselves. I'm glad I got this 4-month break, man, because I really want to get back on my grind, man. Get back in this YouTube algorithm, man. Once you drop out of that YouTube algorithm, man, it's hard to get back. I mean, I was dropping videos, and man, like after fights, I was getting 4 or 5, 6, 10,000, 15,000 views. I'm dropping videos now and getting like 1, 2, 300. I'm like, man, once you get out of that little YouTube algorithm, man, it's hard to work your way back in. You literally got to drop like 2 to 3 videos a day just to get back in that little rut, with YouTube. But brother, man, I appreciate the $5, man. Shout out to 78 Sports, man. Man, we go way back, man. Me, him, and Carcino. Dan says Kenny Porter always getting sentimental in every interview. Nobody wants to hear that. We all have parents and know how much they love us. Their relationship is not unique. I tell you what, Dan, I was just saying the other day, who would you want to see more? Do you like seeing Angel Garcia and Danny Garcia, Sean Porter and Kenny Porter, Chris Eubank Jr. or Dad Chris Eubank Sr., and Robert Guerrero or Ruben Guerrero? Man, that's 4 fathers that are active right now in their son's career. I like Angel, hearing Angel to a certain degree. Angel is good for like the first 5 to 10 minutes, but then after that, it kind of almost sounds like it's recycled. It's like he's saying the same stuff but in a different way. Kenny Porter, man, is just a guy that loves his son and wants the best for Sean Porter. I guess he's supposed to be emotional like that. And Robert Guerrero's dad, and Ruben Guerrero, he's just a crazy loco, man. He's just, you never know what you're going to get out of him. Up to the point that Robert started losing, people are actually paying attention to Ruben Guerrero. And then also, someone please keep the microphone away from Deontay Wilder. He tries to sound intelligent and fails miserably. Hold on, Dan. I'll pick back up on that with Deontay Wilder. And who was the last person? And Chris Eubank. I mean, you would think they like royalty. But they hold themselves to a high standard, man. A lot of people look at it snobbish and all that, but I guess they're just trying to have I don't know what they're trying to have, man. I don't know. All right, so keep the microphone away from Deontay Wilder. He tries to sound intelligent and fails miserably. Deontay, man, is actually a pretty good dude, man. Had quite a few interviews with Deontay. Deontay, I think Deontay's coming into his own, man. He's trying to find that niche, and I don't know if Deontay's just trying to slow down and think before he speaks. But I mean, Deontay's not unintelligent. I mean, Deontay's pretty smart, man. Uh, you might not like the way he fights and this and that, but Deontay's okay, man. Deontay realized sometimes you got to open up your mouth in order to get fed. So he understands open his mouth feeds him and his family. So uh, he's all right. Go flow. Starting to seem like fighters are satisfied with going 12 rounds with Arrow. They don't even care they lost. Like who, Go flow? I mean, what? I mean, only what, five people have gone 12 rounds with Arrow, right? Well, not 12 rounds. Not everybody went 12 rounds. Not everybody fought a 12-round fight. Happy to get the fight alive with the boogeyman. Um, I tell you what. I'm gonna tell you what shocked me with Errol Spence, that he made a statement that he wouldn't mind moving up to 154 to face J Rock, Julian Williams. I don't know about that, brother, man. I think you can. I think you can beat pretty much all the talent at 147 except Terrence Crawford. I think Terrence Crawford, you and Terrence would be a 50-50 fight. And why do people keep saying that Terrence is too small for Errol? No, he's not, man. He's not too small for him. And one thing about Terrence got that dog in him, man. Terrence is tough. He got that dog. And I believe he's the kind of person that if you dropped him, I mean, that dog in him get right back up. And you're like, man, you got to prove to me you can drop me again. Um, Terrence is one of those guys. To me, every fight that he fights in, he gets better and better. And let me say this: it's not his fault that a majority of the 147 pounders are with PBC. What y'all fail to realize is that 160, the 160 pounders in PBC are suffering because look at your 160 pounders: Triple G, Canelo, Billy Joe Saunders, Demetrius Andre. All those 160 pounders are with the zone. So the people at 160 at PBC, that's why y'all keep saying that the Charlos is fighting bums. It's not that they don't want to fight the best. They're on a different network. They're with PBC. And y'all are saying the same thing about Terrence Crawford fighting bums. But he can only fight who is willing to fight him. And that's why I hate this whole thing about signing to networks and promoters and people holding others back, man. It's sad, man, the way the state of boxing has got to. And now when you talk about, and that's one thing I don't like that Errol talks about. And when when Terrence and Errol was talking, I don't know why Errol talking about, man, well, I made 2-3 million. What did you make? Man, I made this much money. How much money are you making? First of all, you let me do that, and everybody criticized me for about counting another man's pockets. You let Errol Spence talk about that, and it's okay. Like, man, I don't care how much Terrence Crawford makes. I don't care how much Errol Spence makes. We're fans. We don't care about how much money you're making. We just want to see y'all fight. Forget all this. How much money did you make your last fight? Who cares? How many seats did you put in the stands? Who cares? We just want to see y'all fight, man. So that stuff is frustrating, man. It's frustrating hearing them say stuff like that. I definitely rather see Spence Crawford fight on PBC production. Man, I don't care if they fought in the back alley, Go Flow. I just want to see the fight. I just want to see the fight. PBC, top rank. I don't care. Just fight. And that's the only way that Errol can snatch and grab all those belts. I mean, you still got to beat Manny Pacquiao and you got to beat Terrence Crawford to get all those belts. I hear that Manny Pacquiao, I thought Sean Porter was going to get Manny Pacquiao after this, but now they're talking about Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia. So my question is, does that mean Mikey's coming back to 147 to face him for the belt? Or is Manny not going to put the belt on the line and Manny Pacquiao is going to go down to 140 and face Mikey Garcia at 140? Like I said, at this point, I could care less if it's for a belt. I just want to see a good fight between Manny Pacquiao and Mikey Garcia. At 140, I think that would be a good fight. And we also got Danny Garcia versus Errol Spence. That's about to happen. What else? Right now, boxing is in a good space right now, man. Especially the between 140 and between 140 and 175. That's a sweet spot right there. And Lomachenko, Gervonta Tank Davis, and Devin Haney are keeping like the 130 to 135 weight classes exciting as well. So I don't want to take that out. So really, I should be saying between 130 and 175 is a hotbed right now. All weight classes. Fans are considered selfish. Fans don't love them. They can't just do it for the fans. Fighters have to do it for the money and for the people that really love them. If you say so, go float. Maybe that's the era you come from. See, so the fighters of the last 10 years, it's all about the money. Anything before 2010, 2005, it was all about your legacy, Hall of Fame, the best fighting the best. They just truly believe that the money will come. And for the most part, the money would come and notoriety would come with it. And see, that's the thing. When the best fight the best, and your notoriety and your celebrity status goes up, your money just doesn't come from boxing no more. It comes from being invited to come talk and speak. And man, what I don't understand is why any fighter right now that's still an active fighter, why aren't y'all putting out books? Don't tell all the story. Put it in a book. Put it in an audio book. Matter of fact, tell us some horrifying stories about your life and how you grew up that you're not even telling people when the media gets in front of your face. Have some suspense to your life, man. I like J-Rock. J-Rock, Breadman Boxing posted something with J-Rock. He got J-Rock. J-Rock's been buying up all kinds of property. You know this. You know what I want to do? I want to start I want to do a video called "The Boxers Who Purchased the Rapper Starter Kits." I keep telling everybody I'm gonna do the boxers who purchased the rapper starter kits. The rappers wear nothing but bling and jewelry and got. They say, I don't believe it. They say they got 400,000 or 500,000 worth of jewelry around the neck, 30 on my pinky, 100,000 on my wrist and all that. And I'd be darned, man, if all these I'm seeing. I ain't gonna call their names. I'll let y'all do that. There's at least 4 fighters I can think of right now that when you see them, they wearing all this jewelry. And if you didn't know any better, you would think they a rapper. Y'all name for me who y'all think I'm talking about. Let me see what's over. They can continue fighting bums and collect millions. Listen, the networks ain't gonna just keep paying you millions to fight bums. I mean, after a while, man, if your rating goes down and you listen, do you know why Sean Porter, Errol Spence had to be on pay-per-view? Do you know why? They both wanted a couple $1 million. Showtime's like, dude, we'll pay you like $1 million. but we ain't paying both y'all $2 million. Well, Showtime, if you can't pay us $2 million, we'll have to go on pay-per-view and try to recoup on the back end. And you just hope and pray that enough people buy the fight where you can um, get some more money on the back end, especially the promoters. Because if you kicking out $4 million and you're not bringing in that amount of money, the promoters they gonna take a loss. Which in this case, we can't really call Al Haymon a promoter, but their advisor would take a $4 million loss because Al Haymon has to put that money up himself in hopes that he recoups that money. So I mean, I'm pretty sure that the pay per view is going. They're going to do well enough where they're going to get their 2 million and probably another 3 or 4 million on the back end. But the reason why it had to be pay per view is when you request and you want so much money, and Showtime and the other networks are not willing to pay it, you have to go the pay per view route. Um, Charlos, Javante, AB, yeah, you're hitting on some of the people. Don't forget about Floyd Mayweather. Yeah, these guys, man, they wearing jewelry like it's going out of style, man. Like I call it the rapper starter kit. Boxers who have purchased their rapper starter kit. But all right, so listen, man, I want to appreciate y'all for coming out supporting 70 Sports TV, man. Thanks for the donation. Listen, if y'all want to donate, man, just click down below, man. Donate to your boy, man. I appreciate if it's $1, $2, 5, 10, whatever you want to give, man. I appreciate anything you give, man. That help pay for this studio, man. I got this studio now, man. So I got a monthly bill I gotta pay now. I'm not doing it in my office at the house, man. My kids are there. Like I said, I want to interview boxers, and I don't want to have them coming up in my house, but they can come right here to the studio, man. So I appreciate y'all supporting me, man. Um, I'm gonna try to go live, 2 to 3 times a week, and man, keep rocking with your boy. Check out the Cash App right there. Donate $ boxing. So you got Cash App. I got my PayPal down below in the description. Streaming Labs, however you want to donate. Um, Till next time. This is Boxing Socialist and Other Sports.